What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning into another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope all you sickos are having yourselves a great weekend. We are here for Sicko Sunday. A very happy Father's Day to all of you fathers out there, and hope you guys all had yourselves a fantastic day. I had a great day getting to spend time with family. It's a barn burner out there. I'm not going to lie to you. I am not looking forward to this week. I'll be real, but hope you guys all had a great day, great week, great weekend, all of the above. Appreciate you taking the time here today. It's been quite a busy one, so I didn't get to see as much this week, and it unfortunately is that way a little bit through the summer, but I will do my best to keep you sickos occupied. We got the countdown going on here, 82 days away from Eagles football. I'm telling you, we keep just staying patient here. We will get to Eagles football sooner rather than later. I promise you that countdown. I don't know what it does, but I don't know. I wake up in the morning, putting these things together, and I like to tell myself to put them together the night before, but no, I like to do it at 5 a.m. But no, I enjoy it. And it's like, man, a day closer. We're in the 80s already. Oh, we're almost in the 70s. Let's effing go, baby. We're staying patient. We're ready for this season. I know you sickos are, so I appreciate you taking the time, hitting the like button, commenting, questioning, anything that's on your mind. This is your show here tonight, Sicko Sunday. So whatever's on your mind, I got one of the questions from the mailbag here tonight. Anything that you guys have on your mind is more than welcome. We'll talk about some of the things that went down this week and some of the ridiculous things I know people like to talk about. We will bring it all up. So we'll talk about it. Keisha, appreciate you tuning in here on this beautiful Sunday night. Hope you had yourself a fantastic day, fantastic weekend here. It's summertime, man, and I'm going away next week. At this time, I will be heading to vacation. So not going to be much content then, but if anything happens, any kind of live videos I can try to do while I'm down, on my little vacation. I'm definitely working my way toward it, though. I need that vacation. So looking forward to that, but going to do my best throughout this week to keep you guys entertained. And hey, again, if anything happens, I did it the last few years. They always do something when I'm like down at the beach or eating somewhere. And hey, we'll keep it real no matter what is going down. I'll get to you when I can. But some things did happen that were of note to me. Saquon Barkley, we talked about this. This was ridiculous from the get-go that we were not going to get anything, for tampering with Saquon Barkley. Media tried their best to push that narrative, but you could see that the Falcons did, so they lost a 5th-round pick. So that's unfortunate. They also got a nice little fine for $250K, and GM Terry Fontenot got $50K. So unfortunate for them, but we're good to go. I know a lot of people keep bringing that up, but you don't have to anymore. We are clear. And now, want to give a big shout out to my man, Merrill Reese. And this is somebody I grew up listening to with my father. So, man, this is awesome for him and much deserved. This dude, he is one of the greatest of all time. He's my favorite of all time. And I have tried before, and I'm going to continue to try to get this man on the show. He is a true legend, and love this dude. So, well-deserved. Congratulations to Merrill Reese, headed to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and that's awesome, dude. So, love to see it. Love to see it. Now, one last thing we did see in the media here. This apparently is Cooper DeJean in the new Madden. I know some people said, hey, it's a beta, it's what they're working on, but I'll be real with you. This is probably the furthest thing from Cooper DeJean. The beard, he does not have that. He looks like he's 12 years old. Got a little curly head of hair up top there. And, obviously the most obvious, I think, is, he's white. So this is hilarious to me. So I saw this and I was dying laughing, man. The disrespect for Cooper DeJean already, we saw it through the pre-draft process. Hey, he plays a lot of positions. He's really good at a lot of places. Nobody wants that. Like, I don't know what they're watching, but as we talked about before the draft, that's exactly what we want in Vic Fangio's defense, and we got him. So I'm pretty excited there. But dude, Madden, get your shit together. And dude, they've been messing stuff up since the days of me being a child. I think I know so much about football and got so obsessed with it just because I had to sit there And my friends would always be like, "You're ridiculous," but they always wanted to come play at my house because I always had the correct rosters. All of like I would change the stats and stuff. Like they had some of the good receivers just sucked. Now I'm talking about pre update era. There were no updates, anything like that. You got Madden, and that's what it was for the rest of the year. You go over your buddy's house, and the team isn't even half the players that you have on your team. Couldn't deal with it. So that's just typical Madden. And in the year 2024, they still can't get it together. That is, it's just too funny to me. I'm not going to lie to you, but that's all the stuff that I saw from around the league that actually kind of, happened. But yeah, definitely, I'm doing my best to earn that vacation. So I'm going to do my best to enjoy it. And yo, my man Jay, appreciate you tuning in. Hope you're having a great weekend and doing well, Lil. Appreciate you taking the time, my friend. Been a long, long, long week, and I can't believe I got to get up at 5. I hate thinking that way, but it's just like, oh my God, like it's gonna come soon here, man. But hey, I'm all about it. And that is very tan. That Cooper DeJean, I'm not gonna lie, that's Cooper DeJean. So hilarious. Too funny. And thank you, China. And as I said at the beginning of the video, if you guys missed it, a very happy Father's Day to all of you out there, all of you fathers out there doing your damn thing. A big shout out to you. This is your day. I got a nice little treat from the family. Got to hang out. It was a good day, man. I do enjoy anytime I get to spend time with them. But a nice little Sunday. Had the day off. Didn't have to mow. Got all that stuff done yesterday. So this is truly my day off. And oh my Lord, I feel like I got hit by a bus. I need to find something for tomorrow. I'm not gonna lie. And gonna be a tough week, but I'm gonna keep in mind that by the weekend I will be heading out. Now, I don't know if you guys heard me last week, but I found out that we're going to be pretty damn close to where Jason Kelsey does that little whatever the hell he does at that bar there. Now, you all know I don't drink, but does not mean I can't have a good time. And well, he does. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that. But I think we could have a very, very good time together regardless. And I do know some people that know him. And honestly, I told you how I got to meet Jason Kelsey, and that was pretty cool. So I'd like to meet up with him now as a retired player, and I bet we'd have an even better time. But thank you, China, for taking the time. Hope you're doing well. And yo, my man, appreciate you getting that question in. Hope you're doing well. And I'm glad I can make you laugh. That is what we are here for. And my man, yo, appreciate you, dude. Hope you're having a great weekend, all of you. And right, what in the hell? Like, dude, that's just ridiculous because like the huge beard, the shaved head, like all of the above is just that's Cooper DeJean, right? Too funny. I don't have to know what he looks like. Yeah, right, like that just goes to show you, like. It's just, I grew up, Jason Sehorn was pretty much the only white corner, that there was. So too funny, too funny. But, oh, Madden. And Nina, appreciate you tuning in. Hope you are doing well, you and the family. Hope you had a great weekend. I'm here and, dude, it is so hot. I don't think I'm ready for this. Like, I might want to work in the freezing cold again because, oh my Lord, this work, can be pretty tough. So working when it's really hot, it's going to be pretty intense. And thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. Hope you guys all had yourselves a very happy Father's Day. And yo, appreciate you, my man. And days go all so much faster than work days. Yeah, dude, how about it? And it's just, I can't believe it. Like, because yesterday I had so much to do, dude. And I had to stop by the shop at work. My boss was away. So I did a bunch of stuff to try to make sure when he came back, he had a lot of things in order, the receipts from last week and all the stuff. Like, I was kind of in charge there. So I had to just make sure everything was in order. So yesterday, I'm like getting sad just thinking about it. Like, no, like, dude, I don't want this week already to be here. But yeah, I'm going to relax here with Chelsea for the rest of the night and try to spend a little time and not think about the fact that I get up at 5 o'clock, try to force myself to sleep. But dude, it's just, but I'm glad I got to be here tonight, to get this Sicko Sunday in here because it's just been a crazy week. And obviously during the actual football, schedule, I try to have you guys up to date. And now, obviously, we're going to see how it works this year, with me moving up and doing things with work here. But I will always do my best if anything actually happens to keep you up to date with it. If there's nothing happening and I can't, put together one of these massive shows, believe it or not, a lot of these take a lot of time. And if I don't have that time, it's hard for me to do that. And I don't take clips from other shows or just take people. That's just not what I do here, right? And obviously I am limited in what I do, but I try to create at least the graphics and the information that I find to be valuable to you. So if I can't do that, I apologize, but I'll always do my best, to get that time in. And that's what we're doing right here, right now. And this can't be a live one here tonight. I was glad. I was like, man, I am getting home and making time for this Sicko Sunday, because you sickos mean the world to me. And I cannot thank you enough for always taking the time here. And oh, my Lord, we're going to get things hopefully panned out at work where I'm not so insanely busy, but I'll take it for now. But my man, Dylan, you were in the chat. You did get something into the mailbag, and appreciate you, my man. I just saw this. Thankfully, I went back and checked it right before the show. But you can see he asked, which 3 defensive linemen do you think will have the most success together this year? Well, you're going to see a nice rotation of things. And, for me, obviously, Jalen Carter, you guys know how much I wanted him last year. Very excited about what he is going to do. Obviously, I feel about Jordan Davis. They're sleeping on the wrong one there. But Milton Williams stepping in now, I think is going to be huge. Now, if you guys saw the show where I broke down Vic Fangio's defense, everybody talks about it being a 3-4, and there's a lot of confusion as to who plays where, this, that, the other thing. I try to just call it a 5-2, and it's essentially the same thing. People putting their hand in the dirt, standing up, whatever you want to label them as, outside linebackers, defensive end. I call them edge. So that's Huff and Sweat there. Your actual off-ball linebackers, you've got 2 there. So that's how I like to label it. So if we're talking about this, your linemen, right here are the starters for me. You could see the depth pieces behind them there. And, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Milton Williams, very excited to see how they work together. But Huff, you guys know that was my number 1 free agent, and I couldn't believe that we acquired him. So very, very excited to see him. Yes, we knew the Reddick situation, to see him gone. That's unfortunate. But, Sweat and Huff, it's going to be a nasty combo. And then you got Nolan Smith waiting in the wings. You drafted Jalen Hunt, Brandon Graham back. I think going to be a nice rotation of edge guys. So, I mean, if you're looking for 3 out of this 5, I guess Huff, Carter, and Davis, I'm really looking forward to, as, Vic Fangio using Jordan Davis correctly as that nose tackle, that zero shade, that one technique guy, 2-gap monster. That's what he needs to be. And I think that, this defense has got a lot of talent here. I'm excited to see what they do here. And remember not to get too worked up about, who I've got as starters, because this was a show that showed you 17 different packages here. You see the penny here where you bring in a nickel corner. And, I was moving Rodgers around, Quinion Mitchell and Cooper DeJean I had. And you guys can go check that out. I know the dime package was something we talked about that people were excited about during that show, and talked about just all of the talented, defensive backs that we actually have here. And, when you see Rodgers and DeJean with Slay and Mitchell, and dude, I'm excited. So this front that, you're asking about, as long as they can feast, and I think they will, I think Vic Fangio will use them correctly. I think that you're going to see some very fantastic things going down here with this team, because they've got talent abound. And look, there's some young guys, but I think at the end of the day, they've got the Godfather, Vic Fangio, here to help them out. And it's going to be exciting to see, how, guys are used, who gets the most snaps, who wins these starting jobs. I'm very excited for training camp. I hope you guys are too, because this is just, this is a team hungry, pissed off about last year. And I think they're going to come out swinging. We're getting that trophy back. I'm sticking to my guns on that. What is the one position on the D-line that still need depth? Nowhere. In my opinion, I think you're pretty good there. I know a lot of people feel concerned about D-tackle. Calais Campbell's a name that's brought up a lot. I wouldn't mind it. I've mentioned that because, sure, Fletcher Cox is gone, but Milton Williams stepping up. You've got Mustafa, Marlon Tuipulotu's there. Now, Mustafa's your backup for Jordan Davis. He's a nose tackle. So that's the depth there. But Marlon Tuipulotu looked great before he was banged up. I think they could definitely look to add at interior D-line if they feel. Now, I do have a depth chart here we can take a look at quick, because I'm not going to try to scroll back up there and find those. But Let's take a look here. Ojomo, Gabe Hall, you guys know I really like as the undrafted kid. We talked about him before the draft. So I think, Tuipulotu, Ojomo, Gabe Hall, Mustapher with a chance as a nose tackle, could be on the practice squad. You never know. But I think you've got depth there. But, at edge, when you talk about where I have edge and linebacker meeting, I have that line. There's no line there because I wanted people to understand that these are versatile pieces. So you can use Zach Bond on the edge, Brandon Smith, Terrell Lewis, not very fast. So don't know how fast or how long he's going to be on this team. Now, same goes for some of these, guys you're talking about at edge that can help out at off ball. So that's why it's open there. But I feel pretty good with the young talent you have and Zach Bond just being that piece that can play off ball, can play on the edge. So I like that. Jalix Hunt, you know how much I liked him before the draft. So it might take him a little time, but to me, I think that you've got, a lot of young talent, a lot of talent I think that they are, excited about, but that doesn't mean, you've got 25 mil in cap space. You can do whatever the hell you want. So that doesn't mean they can't bring in competition. So you just got to be willing to let go of somebody now. So you're at 90, you want to add some players, you can definitely do that. And we talked about, in the preseason, after the cut downs, there's always people available that, hey, we really like this kid or like this guy or whatever happened. Somebody's trying to put someone on their practice squad and you're like, nope, and you claim them. That stuff happens all the time. So this is not the final roster, and we are going to see a lot of changes. But that's a good question. And I think you could look to add interior more so than edge because you brought Brandon Graham back. You have Nolan Smith, who you drafted for a reason, with Huff and Sweat, and Jalix Hunt being here. So, and as I mentioned, Zach Bond. So I think I'm more so interior. And of course, dude, thank you for getting that in. Really appreciate you guys that get those questions in. And I try to open up every now and again to you sickos out there, not just the channel members. Jimmy and that 5-2 looks often we're rushing 5, and how often are we dropping one of those edges? Well, yeah, I think that, this was one of the ones you're going to see the most, but you're also going to see 4-2 because, you're going to run a lot of nickel, but you'll see 4-1, 5-1. So I think for me, you're going to be dropping guys 3, 4 times, 2 times a game because that's just part of what those edge guys do. That's just how this defense has worked for the 4th year in a row. That's how I always try to get people to watch that video. If you guys want to know why they do that, don't let the morons in the media get you twisted as to why they do that, why you want to trick an offense. So go check that video out, the Vic Fangio defense. But only a couple times a game to answer your question. But don't listen to those dumbasses out there. They are always... You keep hearing how we switch a defense. We're doing this. We'd never run the multiple scheme. This is the 4th year we're running multiple scheme, and it's insane. But we've only had variations of Vic Fangio's defense, whereas now we have Vic Fangio. So for me, Jackson, you're going to see them used correctly, and it's going to be exciting. So I'm pumped up about it. And, dude, no, you can't. And this team is loaded. And we talked about it last year. You got to get pressure. You got to be able to help your back end. And that's why I'm so confident in this team, because now you're going to have a defense to go with this offense, and things just fell apart, man. You know how I felt about last year's team, and I'm sticking to my guns that I think you have the foundation of young pieces that you go in here. You're still one of the most dominant offense. You have Saquon Barkley now, dude. Are you shitting me? We added Anaya Smith. Bro, and I understand Kelsey's gone, but Jurgen's stepping in. We'll see if Steen wants to win that job. How I feel about him. I am very confident, but now this defense with Vic Fangio, I'm telling you, this team may come out the gate with some bumpy roads. It's to be expected with new players, new coaches, things like that. But I'm promising you, lock in here. I want to see you guys with me, man. I want you to know that this team is going to steamroll people by the end of the year. I promise you that. And hey, man, they're going to be repeating it soon enough. I promise you that, my friend. That's just something I feel confident about. And I broke down again this year before, when Sicko season starts, I show you how we can win the Super Bowl, why we're going to with Jalen Hurts, Jalen Carter on defense, with the foundation you have. And then I show you the cap space, show you the moves that we should make to clear up more cap space, show you my favorite free agents like Bryce Huff, Saquon Barkley, show you my favorite guys in the draft, like the 7 out of 9 that we drafted. I do my best to keep you on top of things because I'm confident in this team, and I don't let the media get me twisted because I know they have a vendetta to go after this team each and every year, and they can come get it. I was thinking, I also thought we may need another. Can never go without another pass rusher, but I think for me, I like all those like 6 guys I just mentioned there. I believe Jalen is already in year 5. Yeah, wild times. Let's go. I was thinking the same. Yeah, it is crazy to think that, and I think that he's still pretty young, though, in his 5th year. That's, to me, that's crazy, but it's, and you guys got to know for me, that's my dog, and it's felt like 364 years because you guys know how much I got so much hate for being the only one that supported him in the beginning. So I did my best, and it's awesome, but it's still, my point is still, he's still developing. He's still getting better. Now Kellen Moore, Doug Neusmeyer, what are they going to bring to the table to be able to help him to grow as a quarterback? And I'm excited to see what this offense does, man. I really am. 2 high safety look, though, right? That puts those dudes in the back on islands and need them to play well. They're not on islands, but there's the 2 high safety is pretty much the premise of what you're going to get most of the time. You're looking at the left, right. We talk about there is no free safety, strong safety. People get that twisted where it's like you got to be able to do both, just like the Sam and the Will linebacker. There's no weak side, strong side, like player. There's no one that like is just strictly that, because you have to be able to do both, because they'll switch at the second before the snap. They can switch at any time because it's about post snap rotations, and what you're doing, is so pivotal that we talk about the importance of the safeties, the linebackers, the nickel corner. I mean, everybody's so important on this defense, but those safeties within what they're doing, there's like 10 different things they could be doing just in their rotation post snap, depending on, how many receivers they've got, running backs, tight ends, where they're lined up, where's the strong side, where's the weak, where are you rotating? Is it cover 6? Are we cover 8, cover 9? I mean, there are so many things that go into this defense that, I break down and try to simplify, and then I try to send you in the direction of people, like Coach Voss, Honest NFL, that are out there that have some insane stuff on this defense, where if you're a real sicko and you want to get to know some real in-depth stuff about this defense, you can. But I try to give you those structures and simple things that I know people want to see, and play Madden with it, want to know where people actually go and stuff like that. So I'm always happy to do that stuff. And I'm excited about this team, man. So keep all the questions coming, though, man. You know how pumped up I'm about this defense and this offense. Hope we can keep developing Brandon Smith. Yeah, he's decent. I told you guys how I met him. He's cousins with my one buddy. And, good kid, but obviously did not pan out well. He's one of those tweener kids that we talk about that's going to play, as I mentioned him a minute or two ago there, as an off ball, as an edge, trying to find his way, just not really big enough to be that like off ball, but also like he's got that like size for the edge that we're looking for. But I just don't, he just hasn't found it yet. But again, as I've mentioned, love the kid, love that he's getting a chance here, and I'm hopeful for him. But he's got a lot of guys ahead of him. But that versatility, being able to play both off ball and edge, that can only help. So you got to go out here, at least try to make this practice squad. But I like the kid. He was a good kid when I met him, and wishing the best for him. It's a deal, Jimmy. Yo, my man, appreciate you tuning in, dude. Hope all is well for you. Also, hope you guys all had a happy Father's Day. Wanted to hop on here for a little Sicko Sunday. Going to get rolling out in a few minutes, though. But you guys are awesome. I appreciate you taking the time, and going to be a crazy week, but I'm going to make as many shows as I can before I head out to the beach. Who will be the game changer on offense? Besides Smitty, AJ, Saquon, Jalen Hurts, Goddard. Besides the whole offense? Yeah, great question. All of them. Yeah. So offense is going to be the top offense in the league. Don't care about the Chiefs, the Bills, Bengals. I don't care about anyone. Cowboys, nope. Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley with A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert. When you add a guy like Anaya Smith, we talked about him pre-draft. If you can get this kid developed, if he can step in the NFL, I think he might take a little more time. But where you got him in this draft, I think he's a fantastic pick. And you guys know he was one of my pre-draft fits. Really like him. The way that he can help you all over the place. He's not just a speedy guy. He's not just, a return man. He literally, he's like a little baby Debo. You know what I mean? Like with the way you use him. He's not really like tough like that. But I just mean in the sense that you can use him all over. You can hand him the ball, have him, returning the ball, catching the ball. He does it all. And I think that we needed someone like that. Quez Watkins was strictly speed, not a good route runner, not good hands. This kid has that. And I'm very excited about him. Might take him a little bit, especially with the injury, but I can't wait to see what he does. I would love for one of these back end tight ends, but I'd love to see them add a tight end. Azoma, Calcaterra, EJ Jenkins, Albert O. Somebody want to step up, that'd be great. But there's opportunity for these guys. We talked about Johnny Wilson before the draft. If he falls, you got to grab him. He's a project, has some drops, has some thing he's got to work on. But I think, learning from AJ, learning from Devontae could only be great for him. So you hope he becomes something. Don't know that that's so much this year, especially with the guys that are in front of you. But, Paris Campbell, maybe he finds his wings. Maybe, Covey steps it up as a receiver. There's a lot of opportunity for these guys. But I think they're all going to step up here when you talk about the main guys. So stepping it up, player, I think, you're going to see them all stepping it up because you've got a lot of talent everywhere. Coop DeVille or Q will start this year. Oh, yeah. I think they'll both be starting, and by the end of the year, they'll be holding it down well. Happy Father's Day to you as well. Appreciate that, my friend. And all you fathers out there, hope you had a good one. Do you think the RPO is going to be integrated at all? Yeah, man, definitely. But you have to understand that this offense is what we were asking for last year. Remember, each week, we're sitting here like, all right, we're going to figure it out right here. This week, we're going to start having an answer to the blitz. We're going to start, just some quick intermediate throws, some, I don't know, just dump offs to the running backs and wheel route. I mean, anything, right? We talk about so many different things you could do. And every week, it was just like, okay. And it's like, well, why don't you use pre-snap motion? But it's like, well, we're not going to use motion just to use motion. It's like, okay, well, why are we still using just the same exact stuff we were using last year? Because that's definitely not working. And every team seems to literally have an answer. So why are you doing the same thing? I'm going to have a heart attack here in the show. Oh, it was driving me really every week. Felt like I was going crazy just coming here telling you, oh, this is the way we're going to figure it out here. We're going to come on out. And that's the inexperience of the young, coordinators there. So it's unfortunate, but you're going to see a nice mix of all those things I just mentioned that we didn't do. You're going to see that done. And I think this is going to be a much more fluid offense, one that you see different things each week that's attacking a certain defense, and you want to be able to beat up on everyone, dictate the game. Think we can run all over people. I think this offensive line, a lot of questions, but I'm excited about it. So you'll see a lot of things that people will complain about, but you're not going to see it at the rate that makes you want to complain about it. So I'm good with RPO. Jalen Hurts does well with that, but you don't have to do it every damn play, and you don't not have to use motion just because you want to be cool. But there's a lot of things that you're going to see. We talk about 12 personnel. That's why I talk about that second tight end needing to step it up. I need that to happen. There's going to be so much more different things that, we begged about. And you guys can go check out when we signed Kellen Moore. I talked about in depth, what I think he's going to do here. And I'm pretty pumped up about this offense, bro. You added Saquon. Oh my God. I'm not ready to watch it, dude. Like I'm really excited. We'll have to keep, we'll break that down when we get there. But for the most part, 11, maybe 12 of the corners and safeties, combined there. But I can't wait. I'm going to be talking about that stuff throughout training camp. I'll do my projected 53 way too early before training camp. We'll do all the stuff I possibly can. And that's coming up next month. But before that, I've got the breakdown of every single effing player on the roster. We'll talk about all of the battles, who I think, is winning this battle, whatever you need to know. So I'm pumped, though. That defensive back competition is going to be awesome. Think there's a chance Covey ends up not making the team? And so many good returners. Well, he's one of the best returners. So that's why, it's tough. But he's progressed as a wide receiver, and that's what you need to see from someone like him. So if he continues to impress as a wide receiver, it's hard to let him go. Especially with these new rules, he could probably help you as a kick returner now too. So let him develop and get bigger, and let's see what he does this offseason. But you also added a plethora of players that can return the ball also. So it's not just, like he has to make the team. So it's a good question, because he could definitely not make the team because there's a lot of talent. Let's look at this depth chart. looking at wide receiver in itself, it's like, okay, he could help there, but also, you added Paris Campbell in free agency. You drafted Smith and Wilson, as we mentioned, but you got guys like Nada, Davis, Watkins, Harris, all competing. John Ross was added. So there's a lot of competition. If you're only going to help as a returner, you could see yourself out because some of these guys can help you as returners. And, here's guys that are helping out at punt returner, emergency guys like Devontae and CJ at the end there for punt returner. But you catch my drift here. We actually have some damn competition at the return positions. And Covey could definitely, be on this team. And I think he's got a great chance here because it seems like he continues to develop as a player. This is going to be his third year. So what do I always tell you guys about wide receivers? I give them till year 3, and I really want to see them blossom. And I would love to see that from him this year. We're going to see what he does this summer in training camp, and we'll hope that, we don't even need someone like Paris Campbell. And I've told you, I don't even know if he'll make the team, right? Because you've got guys like Anais Smith and you've got guys like Covey. So, hey, if Anais Smith blows him out of the water, is killing it as a return man, killing it as a receiver, and you think, I'd rather have a guy like Paris Campbell here, and you never know, man. So I would keep Covey around. I think they will, just because of him being, on that rookie contract and being so young, being cut, brought back. That's made it like different with his contract, but still, he's cheap as hell. And I think Covey is still, got a lot to grow. So we'll see where, this goes. But I'm excited. And if you guys saw, I put out a show this week. I did try to give you something with some content. And it was the top 30 moves that, in my opinion, that we made. 15 on offense, 15 on defense. But we talked about all the players that we lost. And, I know people are freaking out. This person's gone, that person. Rashad Penny didn't get used. Driscoll's gone, Byard. Why do we trade for him? Like, dude, none of those people really matter on that left side. Swift, yeah, okay. He was good. Cox and Kelsey, we knew that was coming. But you look at the players that we added just in free agency, like, what the now in the middle, it's the people we retained by resigning, restructuring those things, resigning, guys that were free agents, giving guys new deals, extending them. So a lot of that reserve future guys we signed. We remember we talked about that before, the offseason even began. It was like, holy so yeah. Then you see in free agency, it's like, what the Howie is a madman. So every year when I hear, oh my God, we're losing all these players, it's like, dude, they know they're going to lose players. They know they got to add players. That's what an NFL team does, man. Do they not watch the offseason? But you look at all the damn moves they made, and it's like, holy and then you see the draft. You see the undrafted free agents they added, and gets me even more excited, man. I don't know why people are sleeping on this team, but they picked the wrong ones, dude. So go check out that top 30 video. It was loaded with content there. We talked about, my top 3 guys. I had number 1 on defense. I had Quinyon Mitchell. That was tough. Even the top 6 was like really crazy talking about these guys. But at number 2, I had Cooper DeJean. We talked about just how important both of those guys are. Talked about Bryce Huff. Talked about Rodgers and CJ Gardner-Johnson, Devin White, Zach Bond, all those guys. And it was tough to rank the defense, but I was pumped. And then on offense, number 1 was Barkley, clearly. But just Anais Smith, my excitement for him. Talking about Will Shipley, getting to learn from Saquon Barkley and his future here. I think, a lot to talk about during that show. So if you guys go check it out, I'll post it down below in the comments. Let me hear your thoughts on who your top additions are, how you would have them ranked, whatever it may be. But I'm going to try to put out some things this week before I go on vacation. If anything happens, I will let you know. But rooting for John Ross. I like John Ross, but I like a bunch of other guys ahead of him. And if he starts blowing people out of the water with that speed, I'm all for it. But love his story. Best of luck to him. But we'll see. And last season was tough, but we moved right on the day after. We talked about Sicko season, getting excited for this team right here. We knew what was coming, China. I brought out the crystal ball. I told you, going to have an amazing all season with that cap space, with the draft picks we had, how we went above and beyond. So let's go. Let's still believe in this team. Let's believe we're going to the top. That'll be my Father's Day present. Let's go. But, dude, I appreciate you tuning in. You guys are awesome, man. It makes my day that you're excited to tune in, ask these questions. talking shop, that's my favorite thing, man. And you guys are family. So I love each and every one of you. I hope you all had yourselves a fantastic weekend. Happy Father's Day again to all of you. If you guys need anything, doesn't have to be about the birds, life, anything. I say it all the time, but I truly, truly mean it. Reach out. You need a friend. You need anything. But 5 a.m. comes early, so I'm going to get rolling out here, spend some time with the fam. But love you guys. Thank you again for tuning in, hitting the like button, subscribing, sharing this stuff, commenting. All that stuff truly, truly, truly helps. And I cannot thank you enough. I know we're all ready to see this man take us to the top and get that Super Bowl. So let's get excited about it. And if you're feeling the same way, you know what I'm going to ask you to say down below. So get it started, you sickos. But that's all I've got for you this evening. Until next time, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You all stay safe out there, and as always, say it with me now. Go Birds!